Hi, this is Lateria Eve, and this is your Steam Powered Giraffe update, Steampunk's World Fair edition. By the way, the hotel has a shuttle. Isn't that like the best service? Better be for like almost $300 for one room, but you know, whatever. I'm in a car with people. Is it awesome? Hi people, hi people, hi people. Hello. And we're going to be on our way very soon whenever the driver decides to show up. And of course, it's raining again. I think the gods hate this World's Fair. It's like the second time it's been raining.
Room for two more in here?
That's fine. Yep, there's room.
Yep, there's room in the back.
What do we talk about anyway?
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Alright.
Alright. So, question 1. How did you find out about the band?
My brother showed me breast goggles, and I just kept listening to a bunch of songs, and it led to this.
And she showed me brass goggles and a couple of other videos. And then this is where we ended up.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
Kinda
I
happens.
showed her a Steam Powered Giraffe because of her hair.
It's natural. It's so weird.
I found out through Tumblr, but I actually found out about it through fan art from Crystallized Twilight. About 6 months before I even realized they were a band, I fell in love with the characters through comics that she did. So I fell in love with the characters before I even realized they did music.
I found them on YouTube, like mostly other people, probably.
So you just randomly clicked on a video?
I randomly clicked on a video that one face that looked familiar, like for years and years and years. I've been doing steampunk research because I'm a costume designer. I kept scrolling. I did some research for steampunk automatons one time, and then I kept scrolling past this really cool copper makeup for years and years. It never dawned on me that it was part of something else.
Right.
And that's what made me click on the link on YouTube, because I recognized the face. And I was like, oh, what's this? Clicked on the link. Then I was like, that's what?
I saw these pictures on Tumblr of these guys in crazy robot makeup, and I couldn't tell if they were like complete makeup or if there's any prosthetics or Photoshop involved, and then it turned out it was completely legit, and they also did music, and they did music I liked listening to, so that's how I got into Steam Powered Giraffe.
I saw them in a GIF on Tumblr, and I think it was the John actually in the GIF, doing the mouth smacky thing he does. And I was like, that looks really cool. So I asked the person that reblogged it, and they were like, that's Steam Powered Giraffe. And I was like, cool, what do they do? And they're like, mime and singing and stuff. And I was like, awesome. And then I looked them up. And Honeybee showed up, and Balboa Park too. And I liked Balboa Park a lot.
I used to be on Icon Has Cheeseburger like every day, and on their fandom page they posted the Honeybee video and said John Green just put this on his Tumblr, everybody should check it out. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I watched it and I was mesmerized by like how they moved and stuff, and I was like, I gotta see more of this. So I found every video of them in bots, and then whatever videos of them at panels, and then all the little videos that they did with fans and stuff, and this was before the like La Jolla video and things like that. So that was last December 2013.
Tumblr. So I looked it up on Tumblr just to reblog some things, and I sort of discovered how big the fan base was, because again, in just the YouTube, I generally try to avoid the comments of YouTube, so YouTube I was just watching the music videos. But on Tumblr, I'm seeing all the fans' reactions and all the fan art, and I immediately got sucked into the lore of it all.
I actually found out once, probably 2 years ago now, on Tumblr when somebody had used rabbits' faces that they were made in brass goggles as drawing studies.
And I found out through her when we went to senior week together, our senior year of high school, and basically the entire drive to the beach, we played Steam Powered Giraffe. That entire weekend was listening to Steam Powered Giraffe, and then I brought it home to her, because we're twins, so shared room, it would have been hard not to hear them.
And I found out through just some friends having bugged me for a little bit, and yeah, just friends pressuring me into it pretty much.
On vacation, I think it was last year, no, the year before last, and I was randomly looking up a steampunk site,
and they were saying how this band was going to be there, and it was like Steam Powered Giraffe, and I was like, what kind of name is that? And so I was like, okay, I have to go to YouTube and see if they have any clips. So I did, and the first song I see is Brass Goggles and a Bouncing Pughead, and I'm like, okay, these guys are awesome. So I looked up Honeybee after that, and I just got hooked.
How about you?
Oh, I actually got into it through her. Me and her have been best friends for a good amount of years, and she told me about this song called Go Spine Go, and then one day I was at her house, and she showed it to me, and I was like, wow, these guys are interesting. And ever since then, I've been trying to sort of been following them, aside from going in and out of school. So.
I like how Go Spine Go was like your first song.
I found them online, and I listened to Honeybee, and it wasn't my type of music, so I was like, okay. And then I just exited out and looked them up again. And then my aunt was like, hey, there's this band you should check out. And I looked them up and I heard Brass Goggles, and I was like, okay, this is my type of music. And the rest is history.
Yeah, I found it by actually her showing me different things, and then I actually, before she had showed me, I had found Honeybee, which I think is actually most of how people start getting into the band, because I found that, watched, I was like, oh, that's cool, and then a few months later she showed me the stuff, and I'm like, cool, this is cool, and ever since then I've been listening to their music and doing stuff like that, so.
Well, it was actually a while back. My girlfriend was, she likes taking control of the car sometimes, so I let her play whatever she wants on the radio. I started listening, I was like, wow, this actually is like more of an old-fashioned quartet. Who are these people? The harmonizers are just wonderful. So I was like, hey, it's a band called Steam Powered Giraffe, and when we got home, we started looking further into it. I was like, I really like this. And that's where it all started.
Oh, okay. So basically, I saw a bunch of GIFs of them on Tumblr, but I never paid them any attention. So one day I randomly had a dream where I ran to the robots, even though I hardly knew what they looked like, so they were a bit warped in my dream. And then the next day I woke up and I was like, I should go check out that band. And so I did, and then I was like, oh my god, whoa, so cool. And my mom was like, is that the 3D animated stuff you're always watching? I'm like, no, Mom, it's better. I got my mom into it too.
Sakura Matsuri about a year ago.
Yeah.
We heard about them because a friend of ours actually posted a picture on his page and said, "Oh, do your makeup like this?" And the next thing you know, we go to the
That's how we ended up finding out about them.
Steam powered giraffe stuff, and we're like, "What's a steam giraffe?" So it's like, and then we figured them out. We watched them on YouTube and been in love with their music ever since.
How did you end up diving headfirst into the fandom? What just tilted you over the edge?
Definitely the music.
The pantomiming.
Right, yeah. They're very hilarious together.
I don't know. I found them and then I lost control of my life just now. I don't know. They were like probably like the most interesting thing I've seen in a while. So.
It's more of the harmonizing. That's what really got me started. I was like, they're using face paint, they're reaching out, they're doing something different that's out right now, so I was like, hey, let's give it a shot.
So as soon as you heard them, there was no transition, it was just like, yep, no.
Instantly a fan.
The fact that the band themselves were really chill, and the fandom seemed really cool and accepting, and I was really admired, like, not just like the music, but the showmanship that went into the band. So it wasn't something that I could just like ignore.
Yeah. I think it was because I've never seen stuff like that of what they've done before, so I thought that was really cool and inspiring, and that's how I got into it, and I've stayed like that so far.
First I started looking up stuff on Google, and then I found a couple videos and things and comments, and people were like, you should check out their webpage at the Cafcadium and stuff. And I tried doing that, but it was down for some reason, so I had to wait. And I just started talking to people on DeviantArt, following a couple artists. Then the Cav came back up, and I went really into GChat and made like 30 friends like in 3 days. It was amazing. We were always having RPs in the little chat windows at the side and making like chat seeds and stuff. And then after about 2 weeks I started writing my first fan fiction about it. And then in May of that year I started my second, and then when those were over, I think in like November I started my third, and it just keeps going from there.
The fact that I could be an engineer at Tier and buy all the CDs for $10 technically through that thing, because it was like I wouldn't buy the CDs. Like I like supporting people, but I don't like paying what they cost. So I just kind of engineer at Tier. I can support the band and get CDs for free, and it's nice. Yeah. I like costumery and stuff, so that was good.
This your first Steampunks World Fair?
Yes, this is our first time being at Steampunks World Fair.
Is this your first time seeing the band?
Yeah, in person, this is our first time. We've been following them on YouTube for a while, and it's exciting that we actually seen them in person.
Is this your first Steampunks World Fair?
No, it's my second.
And it's your first time seeing Steam Powered Giraffe?
No, it's my second.
Is this your first Steampunks World Fair? Correct. Your first time seeing the band?
Yes.
Is this your first Steampunks World Fair?
Yes.
Is this the first time seeing the band?
Yes. No, this is actually my first time seeing the band.
Is this your first Steampunks World Fair? Yes. Is this your first Steampunks World Fair?
No, it's my second.
Is this your first time to Steampunks World Fair?
Yes.
I've actually heard of it beforehand, but I never had the funds to get up here, and then she decided that she was going to go, and she invited me along, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
This is my second time, and the first time was 1 year ago at the same event.
Hey, this is Latira Eve, and thanks for watching this episode. Our writer and producer is me, and our researcher is Pinsette. If you know you're going to be at any of Steam Powered Giraffe's performances and would like to record some footage or do some interviews, please contact us at either one of our Tumblrs or at steampoweredgiraffenews@gmail.com.